I'm here with Dr. Jan, author of Boss of the Bladder and Easy Toilet Training, and today we're going to be talking about toilet training and bedwetting. Welcome, Dr. Jan. Can you explain to us your Boss of the Bladder concept?
Well, children need somebody else to blame if they feel that they are not capable of controlling their bladder. So the concept is, it's that pesky bladder muscle down there that lets you down if you wet the bed or wet your pants during the day.
And it's nice for children almost to feel like they know they're responsible for what's happening, but to be able to sort of remove it a little bit from just being unable to hold on to their wee type thing.
That's right, because otherwise they feel that, you know, it's a real judgment on them, you know, that they're different from the other kids and they haven't caught up yet. And, you know, it's like asking you to dive off the 10-metre board at the Olympics. You know, you couldn't do it without a lot of training and a lot of technique and coaching. And some kids need to coach their bladder and be coached by not just their parents, but maybe an expert like me.
What things should parents avoid doing?
Well, a lot of people think that they should restrict drinks, because if you stop giving your child fluids, then their bladder won't be overwhelmed. But actually, that's not true, because you're just always making the bladder small. So, sure, you don't give them a great big glass of milk just as they're actually going to sleep, but don't restrict drinks. And the other thing is not to wake the child up and take them to the toilet.
Right.
You might miss a few wet beds, and that's probably good. But the child's usually pretty well, you know, comatose, and there's no reality for the child in what they're doing. So they're not learning to listen to the bladder, because mummy and daddy will wake them up and take them.
And when you said there's no point, don't restrict drinks, are there some drinks like fizzy drinks, lemonades, that can perhaps compound the problem?
Well, absolutely. You know, even for some kids, apple juice, which we think is a kind of organically, you know, healthy drink, makes the bladder itchy and scritchy. So certainly not, you know, carbonated soft drinks. They're a real danger. Anything with caffeine for older kids who might still be wetting the bed is not recommended too.
And what's a checklist that parents and children can follow, perhaps leading up to bedtime, to help with them having dry nights?
Well, the checklist could be to make sure that they have been to the toilet, to have a pee beforehand, and also to say out loud, my bladder is strong, I can hold on. You might need to have some spare sheets there. I encourage older children to learn to make their own beds. Well, perhaps not during the night, because, you know, if you wake up and that, you know, you've wet the bed, sometimes it's, you know, you're not going to want it. You can just put another sheet or a towel, or you can buy, you know, some sort of continence mats too if you're desperate. You shouldn't let a child older than 5 suffer.
Dr. Jan, let's move on to toilet training now. What would be the first steps you would perhaps put into place to start toilet training your toddler and getting out of nappies and into undies?
Well, you've got to think once again about readiness. I mean, some children might be ready at 2, others maybe 2.5, even to 3. There is a school of thought that says you can train a baby, and I just think that that's a lot of hard work. And, you know, yes, a baby, like a 6-month or a 1-year-old, may learn to pee when you put them on the potty, but they're not actually learning about the sensation of a full bladder.
Right.
So signs of readiness is that the child knows what's wet and what isn't, that there may be some stretch of dryness in between, you know, getting up and lunchtime, for instance, and that they are interested in watching mummy and daddy go to the toilet.
So we need to watch our children for cues that they're ready for toilet training. And some children seem to be happy to do pee on the toilet, yet not when it's poo.
Oh, look, pooing in pants is one of the most secret weapons a child can have. And so sometimes it's because, you know, they're just getting back at their parents. I don't like to use the word lazy, because I don't think there's any such a thing as a lazy child, but there's a motivated child, or a child that's getting a lot of attention through pooing in pants. And some little kids, we see so many of these, will sneak behind the couch and do one then. let's face it, pooing isn't always comfortable. You know, so the best thing to do is for daddy with the boy and mummy with the girl, take them into the toilet when they're doing a job and talk to them about how, oh, I've got a little bit of pain in my tummy, but, you know, I just have to push and make some grunting sounds and make it normal. Take the taboo out of toileting.
Great advice. Thanks, Dr. Jan. Thank you.
You're welcome.